What if the delay that frustrated you was actually protection? What if the thing you called bad luck quietly saved your life? You were late, you missed it, it did not work out, and you thought something went wrong. But what if nothing went wrong? What if something was stopped? Not because God was absent, but because He was already ahead of you. There are moments in life that feel like setbacks, closed doors, broken plans, unanswered expectations. But sometimes those moments are not losses, they are shields. Today, I want to show you something most people never notice, 5 signs that God may be protecting you from something you never even saw coming. Most people think protection looks obvious, clear danger, clear rescue, something you can point to and say, "That is what God saved me from." But that is not how it usually works. In the Bible, protection rarely looks dramatic. It often looks inconvenient, confusing, even frustrating. It looks like a door closing when you wanted it open, a plan falling apart when you needed it to succeed, a delay when you were in a hurry. Take Balaam in Numbers 22. He was on his way, fully convinced he was doing the right thing. Everything looked normal to him, but the path ahead was dangerous, so God placed an angel right in front of him. The only problem? Balaam could not see it. His donkey stopped, refused to move, turned off the path. To Balaam, it felt like resistance, like something was going wrong. But it was not going wrong. It was protection. Or think about Joseph, betrayed, sold, taken far from home. If you had asked him in that moment, he would have told you everything had fallen apart. But years later, he realized something deeper. What looked like loss was actually the path that saved an entire nation. Sometimes, God does not pull you out of danger. He redirects you before you ever get there. And it does not feel like rescue. It feels like interruption. So what if the things going wrong in your life are actually going right? So how do you know if God is protecting you? Not in theory, not in hindsight, but right now, in the middle of your life. Because here is the truth. Protection does not always announce itself. It does not always come with clarity. Sometimes it feels like confusion. Sometimes it feels like loss. Sometimes it feels like nothing is working. But if you slow down, if you pay attention, you start to notice patterns, small moments, quiet interruptions, things that do not make sense at first, but carry weight. Here are 5 signs most people experience, but completely overlook. Sign number 1. You keep getting delayed, for no clear reason. You leave on time, and somehow you are still late. You miss the bus by seconds. Traffic appears out of nowhere. Everything feels just slightly off. Not enough to explain, but enough to frustrate you. And your first reaction? You get irritated. You feel unlucky. You start thinking, why is this happening to me today? Because from your perspective, it looks like wasted time. But let me ask you something. What if that delay kept you from something? Think about it like this. You are moving forward, but you cannot see the full road. You only see what is in front of you. God sees the part you have not reached yet. So sometimes, He does not push you forward. He slows you down, not to punish you, but to protect you. In Genesis 22, Abraham is on his way to do something unthinkable. He is walking step by step towards sacrificing his own son. Everything is moving forward. Everything is on track. Until suddenly, God interrupts. At the exact moment, at the exact place. Do not lay a hand on the boy. What looked like a delay was actually divine intervention. Now bring that back to your life. That moment you were late. That thing you almost made it to, but did not. That situation you arrived just after. Instead of right on time, you call it inconvenience, but you do not know what you were not there for. You do not know what you missed. And sometimes, that is the point. You are not late. You are being held back. On purpose. Not every delay is a problem. Some delays are protection. Sign number 2. A plan suddenly falls apart. Everything was set. You prepared for it. You worked for it. You believed this was the right move. And then, at the last moment, it collapses. The deal does not go through. The job gets canceled. The opportunity disappears. No warning, no clear reason, just gone. And what do you feel? Disappointment, confusion, that heavy question in your chest. What did I do wrong? Because when something falls apart, it feels like loss, like you were this close and somehow missed it. But what if you did not miss it? What if you were spared? Think about it like this. You are reaching for something, but you cannot see what is attached to it. God can. He sees the outcome, the consequences, the parts you would only discover later, when it is too late to turn back. So sometimes, He does not let it happen, not because you are not ready, not because you are not good enough, but because it is not good for you. In Acts 16, Paul is traveling, trying to spread the message. He has a plan, a direction, a clear intention. But the Spirit of God stops him. Twice, he is blocked from going where he thought he should go. No explanation, no detailed reason, just no. From the outside, it looks like a failed plan. But later, that redirection leads him exactly where he was meant to be. Now think about your own life. That opportunity that vanished, that door that closed right in front of you, that situation that made no sense when it ended. You saw an ending. God saw a detour. You felt rejection. God was creating direction. You think you lost something, but what if you were spared? Closed doors are not always rejection. Sometimes they are redirection. Sign number 3. You feel a strong warning. You cannot explain. It is not loud. It is not dramatic, but it is there. Do not go. Something is not right. This feels off. No clear reason, no visible problem. On the surface, everything looks normal. But inside, something is pulling you back, and most of the time, we ignore it. Because it does not make sense. We trust logic. We trust what we can see. So we push through the feeling. We override it. And later, we wish we had listened. Because that kind of warning does not come from panic. It does not come from overthinking. It comes quietly, like a gentle hand on your shoulder, stopping you before you step forward. In Acts 20, Paul talks about being warned by the Spirit. Not with full explanations, not with detailed instructions, just a deep knowing, a sense that something ahead would be difficult, even dangerous, and still it was clear. Not loud, but certain. Now think about your own life, that moment when you almost went somewhere. But something inside said no, that decision you almost made. But something would not let you feel at peace. That person you almost trusted. But something felt off, even when you could not explain why. You called it a feeling, but what if it was guidance? That quiet warning might not be your fear. It might be protection. God does not always explain everything. He does not always show you the full picture. Sometimes, He just nudges you. Softly, gently, but clearly. God doesn't always shout. Sometimes He whispers. Sign number 4. You lose something, and it feels unfair. An opportunity slips through your hands. Money disappears. A relationship ends without warning. And it does not just hurt. It confuses you because you did your part. You showed up. You tried to do the right thing. So the question comes up, almost immediately, why me? Because loss feels personal. It feels like something was taken from you. Like something good was removed for no reason. But what if there was a reason? You just could not see it yet. Think about it like this. Sometimes we hold on to things that are quietly pulling us towards something worse. Not obvious at first, not loud, but over time, they drain you. They shape you in the wrong direction. They place you in situations you were never meant to stay in. And when God removes it, it feels like loss, because you were attached to it. In the book of Job, everything is taken. His possessions, his security, even the life he knew. From the outside, it looks like complete destruction, but something deeper was being protected. His faith, his relationship with God, his soul. What was lost was not the end of his story. It was part of what preserved him. Now bring that back to your life. That thing you lost, that person who walked away, that situation that ended before you were ready. You saw what left, but you did not see where it was leading you. You felt the pain, but not the danger you were being pulled away from. What if what you lost was leading you into something worse? Sometimes removal is not punishment. It is rescue. Sometimes what feels unfair is actually mercy. Sometimes loss is not destruction. It is protection in disguise. Sign number 5. Someone exits your life unexpectedly. They were there, part of your routine, part of your story, and then they are gone. A friend pulls away. A relationship ends. Someone you trusted becomes distant. No clear warning, no clear explanation, just absence. And it hurts, not just because they left, but because you do not understand why. You replay the conversations. You question yourself. You wonder what you could have done differently. Because when people leave, it feels like rejection, like something broke. But what if nothing broke? What if something was being prevented? Think about it like this. Not every connection is meant to carry you forward. Some connections are only meant for a season, and when that season ends, holding on too long can pull you into places you were never meant to go. In Genesis 13, Abraham and Lot separate. There is tension. Conflict is building. So they part ways. At the time, it looks like division, like something is being lost. But that separation prevents something worse. It protects both of them from a deeper conflict that would have damaged them both. Now bring that back to your life. That person who walked away, that relationship that ended before you were ready, that distance you did not ask for. You felt abandoned. But what if you were being redirected? What if their presence was leading you somewhere unhealthy, and their absence is what is keeping you safe? Not every exit is an accident. Some are answers you did not recognize. What if their exit was your protection? Not everyone who leaves you was meant to stay. Here is the truth most people miss. God's protection is often invisible, not because He is absent, but because He is ahead of you. You see the moment. He sees the outcome. You see what happened. He sees what could have happened and chose to stop it. Psalm 121 says, "The Lord will keep you from all harm." Not just the harm you recognize, not just the danger you can point to. All harm, even the kind you never knew was there. Even the paths you almost took, the decisions you almost made, the situations you almost stepped into. And in Isaiah, we are reminded of something simple, but powerful. My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. Which means there will be moments you do not understand, moments that feel off, moments that feel unfair, moments that feel like everything is going in the wrong direction. But what if you are not seeing the full picture? What if the delay, the closed door, the loss, the warning, the separation, were all part of something working in your favor? Not in a way you can control, not in a way you can predict, but in a way that is protecting you. Because the truth is, you do not see what did not happen. You do not see the accident you missed, the mistake you avoided, the situation you were kept out of. You only see what is in front of you, but God is working in what you cannot see. And sometimes, the greatest protection in your life is the danger you never experienced. You do not see what did not happen. So the next time you are delayed, pause. Do not rush to frustration. Do not assume something is wrong. Just stop for a moment and ask yourself, what if this is protection? The next time something falls apart, reconsider. Before you call it failure, before you call it loss, take a breath and ask, what if this did not break, but was blocked? The next time you feel that quiet warning, listen. Do not ignore it. Do not explain it away. Lean into it, because sometimes That small voice is the difference between stepping forward and being held back for a reason. You do not need to understand everything in the moment. You just need to stay open. Because maybe nothing went wrong. Maybe something was stopped. God is not ignoring you. He is protecting you. Even when you do not understand it. Even when it feels confusing. Even when it looks like nothing is working. He is still there. Not always in what you see, but in what you are being kept from. So if this message spoke to you today, if something in your life suddenly makes a little more sense, share this with someone who needs it. Someone who feels like everything is going wrong. Someone who is tired of asking why. And if you want more content like this, to strengthen your faith and steady your steps, subscribe. Because you are not walking through this life alone. And sometimes, the greatest miracle is what never happened.